This is the iconic Music Man Stingray bass, made in 1973 or 4, I believe. One of Leo Fender's spin-offs when he left Fender, which was owned by CBS at the time, and he didn't like what was happening. But this Music Man Fender, I've taken off the furniture. It's all in the jar. I needed to do that before I could really make a video on it to see what was up. Now, we have a problem with this Fender, quite a serious problem. I'll just show you the Fender, the Music Man first. It's a bit rough in the edges, but that is all superficial. I can sort all that out. The pickups on this are fantastic. Even today, people love these basses. This thing is worth around £3,500. Even in the state it's in now, it's still, the fretboard has been scraped badly and it's been scored. And if you see, I've actually just scraped one to see what it looks like and put a little bit of oil on it. So the fretboard's going to come up again. But as you can see, there's a crack there. The neck has got an amazing bow on it. It's got a bow that way. Can't even see if you can see it, but it's a strong bow. Not strong bow. That's a drink. It's a strong bow, but the truss rod may have been able to take it out, but that's where the problem lies. The truss rod nut has been destroyed. Somebody's been using the wrong tool in it, and the only thing that will fit is a little ratchety type. If I force that in, it will fit, but that's not the big problem. The big problem is something's gone wrong with the truss rod and it's coming through the fretboard. Now, the easy thing to do is take off the fretboard and then replace the truss rod, except for the fact that Music Man necks don't have a fretboard. They have a skunk tail, which has got the truss rod in it. There are several ways to look at this to see if it can be fixed. A neck, to replace the neck, a Music Man neck, is about £850. So that's one hell of a price. I had thought maybe, and if you see behind that, there's an electric heated pad. I thought maybe you could wrap the neck in a heated pad and bend it back into a straight line. But the problem with that is you've got 4 massive bass strings tugging on a neck that's twice the length. Well, I shouldn't say twice. There's a standard length neck, and you can see the bass Music Man neck is quite a bit longer. So just fixing the neck and making it straight on this occasion won't work unless the truss rod can hold it in place, and that truss rod won't hold it in place because something's happening up there which is splitting. I do believe, I'll just give you an example of what I'm thinking about. On the truss rod, there's something there in the wood that holds the truss rod at one end, and there's another thing in the wood that holds it. And when you tighten those two together, it squeezes the neck and pushes it up. Now, I think whatever nut is in there, or whatever piece of wood was holding this part of the truss rod, has split and come away, or broken, or rusted, or something, and it's damaged in there, and you can feel the lump. You can actually, I don't know whether you can see the lump, but you can actually feel the lump on the Music Man neck. So something's pushing up from beneath. So what I had originally thought, the second thought I had was take the skunk stripe out and replace the truss rod. And there's a man on the internet has done that, and I studied it carefully. What he did is he routered. Is there such a word as routered? He routered away the skunk stripe, made his own truss rod and put it in. Now, I don't have those facilities to do that. He charged almost $300 just for doing that. Well, it's a fair price if instead of an £850 neck. But that's all well and good, replacing the truss rod. But what if there's nothing up there to hold it? What if the wood has given away? There was no, the wood in there is the truss rod has to hold against, this has to hold against something. It's not that shape, but it has to press against something. What if it's all cracked and rotted in there? So replacing the truss rod wouldn't do the job. You'd have to find out what's wrong here. And as you see, the skunk neck doesn't go up that part of the neck. So there was a bar going through there. So what is happening in there? And we have to find out what's happening there. We have to find out what's happening in there, because I can't think of any other way to do it. There was a thought in my head that this will come out, and I haven't quite figured out if it will work or not. But if this will come out, it does come out. I've already had it out, right? It comes out. Is there an extension we could put on there and have it pressing against that wood, the truss rod, and then would not be breaking there? The difficulty is there's something already damaged in there. So doing that may or not work because something's broken in there. And what I have to do is I have to cut away that neck. I have to cut away in there and see what's happening. If you look very closely, you'll see in there that looks like a little piece of metal. So the truss rod this is the slot for the nut. Truss rod has pinned up through there, and there's a crack there. So my thought is to do, hopefully it's not an autopsy, but to do a cut like that, maybe not even as long as that, maybe I'll cut it there and get down into there to see what's happening. Oh, the cat's just jumped in my shoulder. Just jumped in my shoulder. Hello, Georgia girl. She's just so full of love this weather because her boyfriend's away. Could you just excuse me? She's just, anyway. Thank you, Georgie girl. So, where is the truss rod bolt? Is the bolt there? Oh, sorry, Georgia girl. Thank you for being a pain in the ass. Can you just move for a second? Or is the bolt there that holds this end of the truss rod? Is it there? Which is not near where the crack is. It's down here. So I think I have to cut away. And then, because this is a very large fret, and the guy who owns this has it from brand new, and he says that he can play there, he doesn't need up there. So if I can't cut it away, Georgie girl, you're being really loving, but a pain in the butt. Thank you. Oh, yes, I know I love you too. I know, right, okay. So I'll just have to carry on holding her up like this. Right. So I'm going to put it to the owner that I cut away that and have an investigation, because I can't think of another way to fix this neck. It might be that we cut it away and we could put a brass strip in there, or something. Or we might be able to put an extension on the truss rod and make the truss rod, it'll be not that pretty, but make the truss rod outside of the head and see. But I'll talk to the owner and he can advise me what he wants to do. Okay, say goodbye to Georgie girl and I'll post this up, and if any of you, that's a Northern Ireland thing, usings, if any of you have any ideas, let me know. All right, good luck, bye.